गुड मॉर्निंग फ्रेंड्स। आज हम सेल्सफोर्स में रोल और प्रोफाइल के कुछ क्वेश्चन देखते हैं जो इंटरव्यू में पूछे जाते हैं। तो स्टार्ट करते हैं क्वेश्चंस। व्हाट आर द रोल इन सेल्सफोर्स? रोल इन सेल्सफोर्स externally represent users position within the horizontal hierarchy. They central records level access and determine records visibility. The features in instrumentals in the maintaining will structures access control strategy, ensuring users have adequate access to the perform their duties without the compromising data security. Next questions. What are the profile in Salesforce? Profile in the Salesforce act as the backbone one of users permission and the right. They define the level of the access user has over the standard and the custom object viewing, editing, and deleting. They also manage plethora of the other system permissions, including the ability to export report data, modify metadata, or manage certain administrative setting. Next question: can you explain the function of roles within the Salesforce? Role in Salesforce serve in a vital purpose. They control the level of the visibility for the users in the organizations. They give the records access based on of the organization the hierarchy structure with the have access to records honored by their the subcoordinate, ensuring data aligned with of the business process. Next question: can you elaborate on the function of the profiles within with Salesforce? The purpose of Salesforce in the Salesforce profile in the Salesforce is to the regulate and manage the functionality that our user can perform. They externally govern what users can do with the records and the object they have access to. This includes setting permission on creating, reading, editing, and deleting records of the specific object. Profiles ensure that is users operationals boundary allied within the responsibility. Next questions. Can you highlight the distinctions between the role and profile within the Salesforce? Role: control record level access and visibility, define hierarchical structure for the data assembly. Higher level users have access to records of the subordinate. Next, determine the records visibility and based on the hierarchy. Next, external of the maintaining a well structure access the control and strategy. फाइल में देखते हैं regular user permission and the rights, manage functionality and access to the object, determine what users can do with record and object, set permission for the creating, reading, editing, and deleting records. Next, ensure user is operational boundaries aligned with responsibility. Next, can our users have a multiple role or profile in the Salesforce? In Salesforce, our users can only buy the assign one role at a time. However, our users can inherit additional role and thought group membership. On the other hand, each users and is associated with open the file which define their the permission set to the increase permission. Multiple permission set can be allotted to the individual users. Next questions. How do rules impact records access in the Salesforce? Role impact records access in the Salesforce by determining the records users can view, editing, and reports. They created a framework for the records access in the Salesforce thought the role hierarchy. If users group in higher in the hierarchy, they can access the records when by share with users believe them. The role hierarchy does not have a mirrors your the organization chart perfectly. Each role signified and a different degree of data accessibility. Next question: what is the roles and hierarchy in the Salesforce? Role hierarchy in the Salesforce is extensibility and representation of the organization hierarchy. It is not about hierarchical position, but that about the level of the data one can access for the extent. Regional managers would sit above the sales representative in the role hierarchy. Hence, they should be have access to all representative data was there on. Next question: can you describe sensor where you had to the design complex role and hierarchy? I once worked within the large enterprise client that is had various business units spread across the different geographical location. Each unit operated semi-automatic autonomous but reported to the global head office. I had to design a role hierarchy, keeping in mind there is unique structure then a complexity across as well had ensure that unit had cloud access data within the business unit, but not the from out of the unit and will be global management needed across to all data. We look delighting step of the curve and the text of the hierarchy to the ensure associated data access. Next questions: how does a role change impact the user's data accessibility? Changing a user's role in Salesforce can significantly affect the data accessibility. If a user is a move higher in the role hierarchy, they gain access to the records only by the share the with all roles beneath the new roles, and conversely, if a user's role is changed to the lower level in the hierarchy, they may be lost access to the certain record in the previously had access. Therefore, roles and changes should be have made and thoughtfully consideration in all implementations. Next questions: what are the different type of the profiles in Salesforce? Salesforce offer to the profile types: standard profile and custom profiles. Standard profiles and predefined and including the system administration standard users and role only. These profiles come with the present permission that cannot be modified. Custom profiles and how you are created, reflect, reflecting and standard profiles on other custom profiles, and then taking the setting and the permission as per requirement. Next question: can you the customize standard and profile in Salesforce? No, standard profiles in Salesforce cannot be customized. They come with the paid find and setting and permission. If you need the different setting and permission is recommended to the clone standard profiles and make the necessary modification. This is a clone profile in the is is then consider in custom profiles. Next question: how do you create a custom profile in Salesforce? To create a custom profile in Salesforce, you typically start by calling in exiting standard and of custom profiles. You can then the modify the setting and permission of the new profiles needed. This is a invalid and getting to set up entering the profiles in the quick find box, selecting profiles and clicking the new profiles and then selecting the profiles you wish to clone. Next question: what are the key compounds of the profiles in Salesforce? Our profiles in the Salesforce is a collections of the setting and the permission that is the this test user capability within the system. Then compound including the object level, the permission like the create, read, edit, and delete. Fields level security which govern the visibility and editability and individual fields record type of the access page layout assignment tabs visibility and setting users permission such as the export report API that enables app the visibility among the others. Next questions: what is the impact of the profiles on the fields visibility? Profiles play a click K sorry play a key role in the determined field's visibility in the Salesforce. Field level security setting in a profiles allow you to the controls users abil- ability to the view, edit, and create the feeds for the object. This enables granular control over the data access and ensure users only the interact with of the feeds and irrelevant to the other roles. Next question: how do you profile and roles interact the established to users access? Profile and role. How do profile and roles interact to the established user access? Profile and roles in Salesforce work together to save user access level of profiles control that the what it define what users can do in the system, including the object level permission, fields level security, app setting, and others system permission or role on of the others hand control the who if defined the records is user can be accessed based on the hierarchy. This all emissions of the element dedicated of the scope and the natures of users and access within the Salesforce. Next question, how does role affect report visibility? Salesforce user the role can be significantly impact report and visibility and depending on where a users it is a position in the role hierarchy. They may be have access to all reports and created by the users below them in the hierarchy. This is a hierarchy based on access ensure that is usually only see that is the data that is relevant on the other roles, contributing to more efficiency data management and the privacy. Next question, what is the impact of profiles change on of the users and permissions? Change to the profile in Salesforce directly impact user the permission. For the instance, if you the modify the setting of your profiles and grant the additional object level permission and remove the certain system permission, all users and assigned to the profile will be immediately changed and lost those permissions respectively. Hence, when you altering of profiles, it is a critical to access to possible effect on all the linked users. Next questions. Could you explain what a permission set are the are and how they compare to profiles? Permission set in Salesforce are additional layer of users permission that is can be used to grant more the access beyond what already defined users profiles. Below profiles define base level of access that is every users need to perform their jobs. Set can be used to grant additional access to separate users needed without changing the profiles and affecting the users. This make the permission set more the flexible and direct granular grand granular compared to profiles. Next question, what is the process for assigning permission set to users? To assign a permission set to users in the Salesforce, go to the settlement and type of the permission set into the click find the box after selecting the desired permission set and click on the manage assignment and then on add assignment. You will be presented with a list of the users. You can select on the whom you want to the assign a permission set of then click on the assign. Next questions, describe the situation where you should be role to slow complex data access problems. Salesforce now provides the organization we had a sensor where we needed to provide records access based on the department and management level. For this, we structure role in hierarchy, making and the organization structure each users was assigned the roles that is related the position. This is a hierarchy help grant records access based on the place in the hierarchy. This is the approach resolve the complex data access issue or users were able to the view and records relevant to the other roles. Next question, describe the situation where you had to customize a profile to meet and specific the business requirement. Once in the sales organization, we had a group of users who needed right of access to the custom object, but this is a was not covered by any existing standard profiles. To slow this, I created custom profiles with the requirement object permission. This is a customization provided them with the requirement access without the altering the permission for other the users within the different profile and is a domestic the visibility and specificity of profile in Salesforce. Next question: how would you manage data access if user need to a different access level for the different records? In such a case, I would leverage and combination of the roles and profile formation set and Salesforce and profile and roles would be provided the based on level access to if the users need more access of certain roles, I would be used to sharing rules and manual sharings for the specific records for the unique permission by beyond their the profiles. I would use permission set. This is allow for find the granted control the over the users access. Next questions. How do you deal with users changing jobs, role and within same organizations? When a user changing roles with the same organization, their data access requirement often change to in Salesforce. We would be handle this is by first initiating the new roles data access requirement. We maybe need to the change the roles profiles both and depending on of the changes in the jobs responsibility future or if they need extra permission not the covered by the new profiles, we would be assigned them appropriate and permission set. Next questions. How will you manage data access to large hierarchical and complex organization? Handling the records access in the large organization with the complex hierarchy in required carefully planning and structures of roles and profiles in profiles in Salesforce. I would be start the mirror the organization the structure in role and hierarchy. This set up the control the record visibility across the hierarchy, then I would be define the profiles and definition job function to control what users can do within the Salesforce. If you needed an, I would be used to permission set you any special access requirement. Also, the using the specific graph and sharing the rules would help to manage the complex sharing the sensor. What are the some best practice on the managing the roles in Salesforce? When managing roles, it is important of the place actual organization the hierarchy for the better data visibility control. This also the make the data sharing models and more the intuitive. Avoid over the competition prior to the key role and hierarchy is simple and streamlined possible and only add the complexity when the necessarily. For the data access, regularly review the update in role hierarchy to ensure the remains in accurate the organization, the event change in the organization. Secure should be reflected in the roles and hierarchy. Train users on of the significant of roles and Salesforce to avoid the confusion and ensure the smooth operations. Next questions: what are the some best practice of managing the roles, managing profiles in the Salesforce? As a rules and utilize the standard profiles to for common users group and create custom profiles for the specific needs. Avoid assigning the executive and permission in this permission in profiles. Start with manual permission and add more needed. This is allowed for the principle of the last privilege. Regularly review the updated profiles and even ensure that is aligned with the ensure the current responsibility. Implement permission set as provide the users an extra permission with adjusting the other profiles. Next question is, what are the precautions should be taken within the modifying the exiting roles and profiles? When you are altering roles and profiles, one must consider the possible impact on data visibility. These changes can modify what users can review and perform in the Salesforce. It is a always advice to examine and take changes in the controller in your environment before the implementing there in the production environment. Also, the document changes and information relevant the stakeholders avoid the confu- confusions confusions on the ensure the smooth transactions. Next questions: how do you ensure that is a profile and roles remain the manageable of the organization grow as the organization grow, maintaining the manageability of profiles, roles, enables regular audit and clean offs and removing the outdated roles and concentrating similar profiles and the updating roles and profiles to align within the current organization structure are the critical step. Leveraging a permission set for the specific access requirement can be also keep the profiles and more the streamlines. Next question: how do you audit the roles and profiles in Salesforce? Auditing roles and the profiles in Salesforce involving the review and analyze the setup uses of this element. Salesforce provide the various tools like the setup audit, trial users, login hierarchy, feeds, history tracking. It is a these tools provide the information about changes made by the roles and profiles by whomsoever and when conducting regular audit can be ensured that is a role and profiles are the current and the meet the company present requirements. और थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, आज हमने देखा है रोल्स एंड प्रोफाइल्स के कुछ क्वेश्चन जो इंटरव्यू में पूछे जाते हैं। तो आपको ये क्वेश्चन हेल्पफुल हो गए इंटरव्यू में। तो मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में। अगर मेरा यूट्यूब चैनल आपको पसंद आता है तो मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल को लाइक और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। तो मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में। थैंक यू सो मच। बाय बाय।